Today we're going to talk about how Ethereum is putting all hands on deck to deliver the changeover to proof of stake this time. From crypto affecting the climate to the major power consumption it causes, people have nothing but terrible things to say about decentralized finance if you know where to look. Perhaps this is what prompted Ethereum to adopt a proof of stake. First off, the announcement. Speaking at ETH Denver in February of last year was Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin. For almost 10 years now, Buterin has discussed systems based on proof of stake. It might now actually be true. The date is there and is locked for the 19th of September. The individuals who are now sitting comfortably at the top of the Ethereum blockchain has announced that they would eventually switch their proof-of-work-based blockchain system to proof of stake. They've previously made commitments and frequently postponed deadlines, but now they've got a specific time in mind, and so far, it really does seem like everyone involved is on the same page. The timing might change in a few days, though, according to Ethereum engineer Ben Eddington, who says it's not a do-or-die situation, but is a coordination point to help everyone plan. On the Ethereum Consensus Dev call from last week, participants all seem to agree that September 19th is the foreseeable D-Day, so to speak. So what's the big deal here? Most likely, news of Ether's intended action has caught you completely off guard like the rest of us. It's likely that you've read that it's also just around the corner too. Secondly, the model difference. So in a nutshell, proof of work, which is the current operating model for the two major blockchains, Bitcoin and Ethereum, is a so-called consensus process that's no different than attempting to solve a complex cryptographic puzzle. And trust us, those can be extremely challenging. There are also these computers involved in the process, receiving compensation in return for including fresh data in the database. All things considered, this is a very expensive process, with an estimated 130 terawatts being consumed to mine Bitcoins annually, according to sources such as Digiconomist. Bitcoin used more than 200 terawatts of energy annually at its peak in May. This is roughly how much energy some small countries use annually. Insane, right? At the beginning of this year, Ethereum was also consuming more than a whopping 100 terawatts annually. Proof of stake, in contrast, distributes crypto to each machine after randomly selecting what we call validators to vouch for the legitimacy of each blockchain transaction. According to strong supporters of proof of stake systems, this is actually an improvement and will speed up the network and enable 15 to 100,000 transactions per second while using 99% less energy. The current method can only do a maximum of 30 per second, claims an instructor at Decrypt. Proof of stake is a concept that has been around for about 10 years. This even came before Ethereum gained widespread acceptance. In late 2013, the founder Vitalik Buterin first proposed the concept of a blockchain network that may support non-financial uses. However, even as his own creation, Ethereum, entered a world without proof of stake in 2015, Buterin was strongly advocating for it. There seems to be a pretty genuine push from all the interested stakeholders toward the shift, based only on the messages and blogs from the engineers themselves. It's a difficult task, which we can probably compare to something as ridiculous as moving interplanetary travel. May sound ridiculous now, but might actually be achievable someday. Many owners of Ether are quite dubious about it because they believe that it might severely damage Ether's value at this point in the market's volatility. On the Uncharted podcast, Ethereum investor Ryan Berkman described the decision as a long war for the essence of Ethereum. How do things look moving forward? You don't need to go very far to clearly see how disputes can easily come up on Ethereum, which the MIT Technology Review noted earlier this year as well. When Ethereum was breached in 2016, developers forked the blockchain into a new Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, but some users, irritated at being left behind, are still using the older chain. There will be various forks in the series, with some trading on older iterations while others trade on newer ones. Users might easily abandon the project, switch to new forks, or otherwise return to earlier blockchains. The goal of trying to create a cleaner, more dependable blockchain would pretty much be completely defeated by all of this, though. Will merging fix crypto then? Well, things won't likely get much worse, regardless of how you feel about cryptocurrencies in general. The intention is a seemingly good one. However, Bitcoin is still the biggest cryptocurrency. Currently, it is worth $440 billion compared to Ether's $188 billion market cap. And after the merge, we can anticipate that some people won't like the idea of a blockchain that is even more controlled and will continue to use the old chain. It's definitely going to be a major transition if the merger truly does occur on September 19, but it'll eventually just calm down. Time for some other news. First off, Chevrolet panic. In the realm of NFTs, another day means another catastrophe at this point. Chevrolet, which attempted to auction off a non-fungible token version of its Corvette Z06 supercar, is the most recent corporation to have its NFT efforts completely flop in the decentralized finance market. Despite a genuine 2023 Corvette Z06 being part of the package, there were no offers placed between the opening day of bidding on June 20 and the closing day on June 24. Ouch. Digital artist Exulo created the uniquely curated NFT artwork, which was finished with a special minted green paint job, carbon fiber wheels, and the Z07 performance package. package. Chevrolet pledged that the distinctive colorway wouldn't appear on any of its production version automobiles in order to preserve the package's distinctive appeal when a real-life version of the digital Z06 was offered for auction. But it later came out that the appeal in question didn't exist at all, which was incredibly off-putting. The auction's host, Super Rare, was perplexed as to why eager buyers weren't snatching up the chance to buy the mint green computerized device, so they decided to prolong the sale by an additional 24 hours after the original closing time. But the second time around, the auction ended with, yep, you guessed it, no bids whatsoever. Next up, Dr. Disrespect's new game. What really sets apart Dr. Herschel Beam IV Disrespect's new first-person shooter battle royale-style extraction shooter from his Midnight Society company? Well, you'll be surprised to know that in order to actually play it, you'll need to buy an NFT of all things. The main goal of Midnight Society, currently known as Project Moon, is to develop the next AAA competitive PvPvE first-person shooter, which they promise to achieve through being an open and transparent company. How do they plan on being this transparent? For now, it's through making available what they're dubbing snapshots. These are essentially vertical slice builds of a game, which are more frequently produced by developers during pre-alpha in an effort to obtain a publishing deal or to showcase a conference like E3. Such previews of a game's features give a close insight into the developer's goals, but in this case, it appears that they will be utilized to allow those that are helping fund the project to provide comments and vote for elements that they would ideally want to see added or eliminated. These financial backers of the project are officially being referred to as Founders Action Pass holders. This exact process they're going to be taking part in is sometimes known as playtesting, a task that the developers and publishers pay people to complete, usually with not so great results. Next up, NFT awards. The Australian Open's very own metaverse received the first Cannes Lion for an NFT metaverse initiative in the entire entertainment category for sports. This wasn't done by themselves either, and they collaborated with Web3 company Run It Wild to achieve this. The AO Art Ball also won a bronze lion for the sport's most creative use of technology and platforms, almost never seen before on such a scale. The Open was the first Grand Slam to successfully manage to virtualize its precinct in Decentraland's metaverse, taking visitors on a thoroughly immersive journey through Melbourne Park, with access to behind-the-scenes footage too. In addition to this, visitors had a chance to relive historic matches and take part in the daily play to earn quests with a chance to win NFTs, POAPs, and some fresh wearables from just about anywhere in the world. Run It Wild's creator, Adam Decata, said that there's something absolutely beautiful when the completely different worlds of creativity, data, and technology intersect with each other. He claimed to be immensely pleased with what the Run It Wild team had delivered so far, especially being recognized for a project that was pretty much anchored by blockchain technology. The creator went on to say that it's been a crazy trip pushing the boundaries of technological and artistic capabilities, with the AO's faith and support throughout their journey and uplifting the people they work with. He added a bit of humor to the mix when he gave the room something to laugh about by saying, "It takes a village to build metaverse records after all." That managed to get a laugh out of even us. Ridley Plummer, NFT and Metaverse project lead for Tennis Australia, stated it's been an incredibly huge honor for a Web3 project such as this to even be recognized by the creative industry in the most prestigious creative award ceremony. That's a wrap for this video. How do you feel about the switch to proof of stake? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.